drive this car, my first car, which is a 1988 Buick Skyhawk.
Ooh.
Which, not even Lark. Lark's the one they kept making. And Skyhawk.
Tanner, when were you born?
99.
Okay.
So this was so I was born in 87, but this was an 88 Skyhawk that I got in like whatever it was, fucking probably 2000 or something. And I would drive the car as fast as I could, probably get up to like 40 or 50 on like, just a residential street, and then like fully lock the brakes where it would squeal and fucking for 100 feet just like that. And we would jump out of the car, we would run up, and we were supposed to like fake beat the shit out of our friend and then go back in. Except that we did that like 4 times in a matter of 15 minutes. And
Probably fucked the car up.
Oh, I mean, the car was the least of the fucking worries. It was the police that were called by all the neighbors because we did it in a different neighborhood. And it was like, I just got my learner's permit like a week earlier. And if you get any sort of ticket, like you don't get your license till you're like 21. So I had to I tried to drive away and then they found me. So then I was like leaving the scene of a crime. Like it was a whole fucking thing. I was screaming at the woman and she was But yeah, I convinced the cop to let me go, but he fucking really gave me a...
Seems a very Long Island thing to happen, you know? You guys ever try to do a Chinese fire drill?
Nah,
what's that?
No.
It's when you're at a red light, you all get out of the car and you switch seats.
Yeah, we did a bunch of shit.
What type of shit are you guys doing?
Oh, man. The stories I have about negligent driving, like car stories, are like, they're unbelievable. I'll save it for the podcast.
I've never done.
I'll just work them in. That's what I'll talk about this podcast. You guys talk about stickers, I'll come in and be like, so I was in this car.
I was wearing shoes this one time I was driving.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever had been like California knocked out?
No, what's that?
So it's when you you put your back to a wall, you take 10 deep breaths.
Oh.
And then someone compresses your chest or your windpipe, and you instantaneously, when you release your air, you knock the fuck out.
I remember seeing that as a kid. People, but they would choke.
Yeah, you could.
That sounds terrifying.
I did it 8 times. It's pretty good. It's very weird. Yeah, because I've never been knocked out in a fight and no shit like that. So like having it induced was very good.
But all right, wait. So, you know what? Let's just intro the podcast.
Let's start the podcast.
I was gonna say, let's.
Welcome to Sup Podcast. This is episode number 62, I believe. 62. We got a full house here. We're packed up. Becky is not here, though. We're all man today.
The ghost of Becky. What is it? The spirit of Becky.
The spirit of Becky. It's in the building.
It's in the building.
This is her building, so.
This is in the Remember to Be Happy Studios.
Yep. So Lawrence DeLoach is here, LZD325. I am Chris Cheney at Not That Cheney. Tanner is on the ones and twos. Little Kinky 69. We have 2 special guests. 2 guys have not been on the podcast before.
We're happy to have them, though.
Yeah, we have to my left, Mike Feeney, and then to my far left, we have Pockets.
What's up?
Pockets. What's your Pockets Graham?
Pockets Graham.
Pockets Graham.
Yeah, man.
Pockets, Feeney, Tanner, and then we're here.
We're here. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that
That's
listen
true.
to
Happy
this
Mother's
podcast. We're really excited because we know there are some streetwear mothers who are out there listening. You soccer van mom, some head-wearing motherfuckers. Thank you very much. We're happy that you listen to our podcast. And we got a lot of shit to get into, man.
Yeah. So wait, well, first off,
I want to talk about PF Flyers.
Yeah, do you?
Oh, I like those. See, there's very few. We talked about this beforehand, but like I love sneakers, and I'm starting to become a sneakerhead. But I do not have the knowledge enough. So what I would love, if there's like any time that we talk about anything, if you could just pull up a picture and then you show me while they're talking about it, and then I'll be able to be like, yeah, those are good.
Well, real quick, we Pockets and Mike Feeney are both stand-up comics and living in New York City. Both very funny guys. Both very fashionable. They both have their own flair and fashion, and we brought them on the podcast because we're going to talk a lot of stuff today.
Yeah,
Lawrence, I'm always impressed with your shoe game. You're one of the when I think of comedians with good shoe games, you have one of the strongest.
Oh, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that, man. I was hoping yesterday my shoe game would get a little bit stronger with the release of the Travis Scott Jordan 1s.
I know, yeah.
It really fucking upsetted me. I was upset yesterday.
A lot of people
the
were
sneakers
upset.
app, fuck you.
Yeah,
it was.
It fucked a lot of people. Twitter was fun yesterday for those who took the L with grace.
I didn't take shit with grace. I was very upset, man.
You were even telling me you were trying to trade. You want to trade for him now?
Yeah, I want to do something.
Didn't you say that last week though, that you were planning on trading?
I mean, I was thinking about it. This is like now. It's like, yo, all right. So Nike does this shit where they figure out height release. They figure out how to screw people. Usually, it's either a draw, a 5 or 10 minute draw.
Yeah,
and then you get your loss quick. Or they do this thing called LEO, which is let everyone in. and then it's basically randomized. You get LEOs basically is 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then they randomly just start charging people.
Nigga, that's called manufactured supply and demand. I don't got no time for that.
This is what I'm So this is what I'm saying. So yesterday, everyone that was on the sneakers app at 10 a.m., the shit was just like going haywire. It was literally like you couldn't even get in, which is a Nike tactic, which I've always said they know how. Their engineers and their computer guys know how they have shit. When they release stuff, they do this to create more chaos. And, for like 15, 20 minutes, everyone was like, I just can't get in. I can't get in. Around 20, 25 minutes later, they just let, then the shit magically started working where people can get in. So I was able to get in, and I,
couldn't get out.
I tried to process my order. It said, you're in line, blah, blah, blah. And then like a minute later, it said, sorry, unfortunately, the shoe is sold out.
Yeah.
So,
what size shoe are you?
I'm a 12.
Okay.
It's a tough size.
Well, no, actually, what's funny? In Jordan 1s, 12s aren't, bigger sizes aren't what sells. And smaller size. So anything like an 8.
Yeah.
8.5, 9, 9.5.
What you wear?
I'm a 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm hot.
All right, so now you just
this is
tell
going to
us.
be a good one.
Yeah. All right, so, and what size do you wear?
I'm a 1-2. I'm a 12.
How
okay,
long
you
are
should've
your
said that.
feet, though?
I don't even know the inches, the
How many
diameter.
centimeters?
I have a big toe.
Yeah.
Like fuck up the whole yeah.
See, but those I liked though. But you were just buying them more. Did you buy them because you wanted to buy them because you liked them, or because you just knew they'd be worth something?
I'm a big Jordan 1 guy, and so I wanted to always add a pair of Jordan. Another Jordan 1 doesn't hurt adding to your collection.
No, definitely, especially not this one. So, Mike, let me just ask you, because you're getting into the culture, sort of trying to get you're building your taste and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I think I'm up to like 8, 9. Probably 11 to 12 pair of sneakers.
Nice.
Is where I'm up to, I think.
So when you see the reverse swoosh, like, how do you feel about Nike fucking with the branding?
I gotta tell you, that's the one that's immediately where my eye goes, is the reverse swoosh, and I think my immediate reaction is to want to hate it, because it's you're fucking, like you said, it's not with the brand at all, but. I mean, the more I look at them, the more I like it. You know what I mean? That kind of goes. It feels like there's like a vibe of the shoe that's kind of very like,
Yeah.
original. But at the same time, I'd be just as happy seeing it the other way.
The other way.
Yeah, I mean, there's a new trend. It's not a new trend, but like a lot of brands recently have been doing like a deconstructed or like over branded, or they're really fucking with the branding now. So I just always like to see what people think about stuff like that. Because even they also doing a deconstructed Air Max 1. I don't know if you saw that, Lawrence.
The inside out.
Yeah, so basically the idea of these, I'll pull them up so you can see them, but basically the idea is it's the inside out of the shoe, so they just kind of flipped it over. And then the branding's reversed and shit. They're pretty cool, but I mean, how do you feel about stuff like that? Pockets, you, Mike? Over-branded, like the inside-out deconstructed stuff. Like, how do you feel?
The less branding to me, the better in my mind. But
I don't fuck with dunks at all, bro. And
Okay.
a Jordan 1, it is just a dunk with a different title. It's the same fucking shoe, right? Remember when the SBs came out and niggas was on it. There was the 3 Little Bears. There was the Heineken dunk.
that was my intro
pigeon.
sneaker. Was the De La Soul ones?
Yeah,
Was
right.
but they're different though. I feel like
There's something about those 2 little dips in the toe box, back towards the back of the shoe.
You can scroll.
It looks like drool to me, and it's just like I don't like that. And it's like this. It's like a retarded Air Force One.
This to me looks terrible. That's
Right?
weird, right?
And to the
It's
point.
it's just interesting that they're trying to do. Like,
I love Air Max 1s. Yeah, I like this.
See, but you
Nah,
look
I
at,
don't like
but when you
that.
get close, you see it looks like it's hanging on like a bib.
Yeah,
on top.
It's like the actual like if you were to get turned inside out, it wouldn't be pretty.
I know, but that's what's like. I don't know. That's the one thing about sneaker. Like sometimes I feel like in sneaker culture, people just like something that's so different. They'll like something that's absolutely hideous and be like, "Oh, these look fucking great." You know what I mean?
But to the point of the Travis Scott joint, oddly enough, right? I like that the check is backwards, but for complete vainness, like my first tattoo, I have a Nike check tattooed on my right foot, but the check was backwards.
On purpose?
No, I thought I was going the right way. It's one of those goofy fuck ups when you get a tattoo that you go, nah, this should be the way. Like, look, I don't know.
I did that. That happened to me with my first tattoo as well. Oh yeah, that's going.
Yeah, that's shout out to YouTube.
I mean, it literally says you wrote the words Nike on it too. It wasn't enough just to get the swoosh.
No, it wasn't because I'm like the direction is needed. Like this is the left to right, so like this.
Man. Yeah. My first tattoo. I was getting this fucking yin yang thing, and the guy had it the yin yang up like sideways, like instead of like the traditional way.
The dots were on the sides.
Yeah, like he had it on. The stencil was already on my leg, and I just happened to look down, being like, "Hey, real quick." Like that, and he was like, "Oh, I guess I don't know, whatever."
Pockets, I'm gonna because Pockets said some I feel like blasphemous shit earlier. Where he said the Jordan 1 is nothing but a dunk. It's there are difference, bro. The dunk. First off, SBs. If you're gonna say SBs and Jordan 1s are the same, they're not because SBs are padded. They have padded tongue. They have Zoom Air. Jordan 1s have Nike Air. Dunks are a little bit bulkier. Yes, they are. There is definitely an inspiration. I'm not gonna sit here and say that, but to say that they're the same shoe, that's. Nah, they're not. They're not. They may look very similar.
but even wearing them, you feel a huge difference.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're wearing
a lot of cuffed up top padding.
Yeah. If you wear a high SB, you feel padding, bro. Like you feel it all around. A Jordan 1 does not have that type. It has a different type of feel.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, look wise, but feel wise, completely different. It's like apples and oranges, bro.
I'm gonna sip my tea, nigga.
You sip that tea. Don't come in here with that blasphemy, my nigga. Next topic. No, I'm just playing.
Well, I mean, first I want to congratulate Rihanna for getting her own Fenty line under LVMH.
Hasn't she already had that?
She had it with Puma.
Oh, okay.
So Puma was making it, but now there's some crazy stat that she's like, well, first she's the first minority to have her own line under LVMH, but it's like the first one in like 30 years or something ridiculous. Okay. But yeah, so she's going to get her own label under LVMH, which is Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy. So it's the same people that make Louis Vuitton and Hennessy, obviously, are going to now let her do her own thing. So that's great. Do we have any thoughts on her doing her own thing, or do we not care?
I like that Rihanna's thick now. That's it, nigga. I didn't like little big head Rihanna. Like little big head Rihanna looking like a brat doll. It wasn't. But now that she got now that she has her grown woman weight, nigga, she's sexy, boy.
She looks great in the
Congratulations on the Fenty and the thing. Yeah, nigga. Yeah. But she I like thick Rihanna. Nigga.
My wife has a pair of her other ones, the Pumas ones, which I like those. Those look good. I don't really have much to add, you know. I'm happy for her, but
I mean, crazy. Rihanna doing anything with clothing is sort of all out of our wheelhouse. But it's nice to congratulate her for doing that. I mean, I don't think we're gonna get an album out of her anytime soon now because.
But I think it's just huge to be the first woman to create an original brand.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's that in itself is
wild.
It's insane.
Yeah,
and not insane, but it's just goes to show you like how her growth she started as an artist to like you see this mogul, you know, it's really
I mean, a lot of people are on the come up because Ariana Grande is now the face of Givenchy, which I think she had to deal with Puma, if I'm remembering correctly. She had to deal with somebody a while ago, but everyone's kind of on their come up.
Did everyone see Guava Island?
I did.
Yeah. I didn't see it. It's the Donald Glover thing with Rihanna. Yeah.
It was great. Yeah. It was great. It was really.
I think it was like a remake of Smooth Criminal.
Yeah, it was just a music video. Yeah. It was just a long music video for his album.
Yeah, it was good. I'm sorry. Yeah. Rihanna.
No, Rihanna and then Ariana Grande, now the face of Givenchy. I think Givenchy
face of Givenchy?
Yes.
Is she going to take off that ponytail?
No.
In the ad, she had the ponytail.
She has the ponytail.
That ponytail, that fucking ponytail, bro. It bothers me so much because it ages her down, and because it's a big giant horsetail hanging off the back of her.
It's very head. Like teenage, like high school shit.
Like she whips that thing a lot. I can see her just whipping it all day. Just.
Yeah, this is one of the shots. It's just a silhouette of her.
Oh, Jesus
She's got to keep that forever.
Yeah.
But also makes you...
That's like the... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it also is good. Someone was telling me recently that's why a lot of women also wear tight... Like Gwen Stefani wears that high tight pony still because it pulls back. It makes you look younger. It makes your skin not only just,
You think she looks like garbage when she releases that fucking thing?
I mean, we'll never find out.
Ariana Grande.
I know someone that knows.
Ariana Grande's ponytail. It's like the Jerry West logo. Like it's like you don't even need to see like a picture. It's like the Jumpman. Like it's her shit.
Oh shit, that's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Damn. I mean, since we going about like crazy looks and shit like that, do you want to try to talk about the Met Gala? Like, I saw some of the looks. I didn't really like go through all of it, but did you guys see any of that shit?
I did.
There's some wild outfits out there.
Nigga, Frank Ocean is God.
Lady Gaga though had that was like the craziest thing I've ever seen anybody do, and because she usually I hate when people try to make a huge statement with clothing and then but also make it like a. Why are you taking pictures of me? I'm just trying to live my life in this crazy. But she literally fucking owned the whole thing. She was making poses and faces. She had 4 or 5 albums, four fucking wardrobe changes on one red carpet walk, and they kept unzipping like a fucking one of those little Russian dolls.
Camp is her. That shit was built for her.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's break it down. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So
what is
that
camp?
shit was built for her.
Camp, and by definition, camp is an aesthetic style and sensibility that regards something as appealing because of its bad taste and ironic value.
Oh, so it's Tanner.
Campy.
When I saw it, right, and I was like, camp, I was like, because I saw the word camp, I'm like, I heard how some people use it. There's like 3 variations of the word camp, right? But I had to text Kelly Snackswells. I was like, yo, bro, what the fuck does camp mean now?
Yeah.
Like, what does it mean now? She goes, oh, it just said, she's like knowing it's in bad taste. I was like, all right, cool.
That's like horror movies are campy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like slasher movies where it's the same formula.
When you apply it to fashion, it's like it's a different variation of camp.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's just like, what is this? So like when I was watching, I was like, I didn't get it because I'm not fashion forward. So with like Met Gala's everywhere, like that shit is everywhere, bro. So it's just like, what's going on? Like I got last year's theme. It's like religion or some shit like the catechism or some shit like that.
So like you look at a guy like Jared Leto, and you see he has a.
Oh, he had like a weird dress on, didn't he?
But he had a head, his like a
severed head
of himself.
Oh, I didn't see that part. I saw him wear like a red dress. I didn't see the
He
head.
was carrying his own head.
He was carrying his own severed
Yo,
head.
that Joker role really fucked that dude up. He was already fucked up before, but now after that.
Nah, this shit had nothing to do with that Joker role, bro.
Nah?
It's just him.
Yeah,
He's just a weirdo. He has giant eyes. He looks like Jesus Christ.
Well, he's also got he's got a huge ego. You know, it's also, it's crazy though.
like
I guess
his
I would have
music?
an ego. I would have an ego if I was a rock star who plays arenas, but also has an Emmy. I mean,
And
an
an Oscar.
Oscar. Yeah, and is not a bad actor.
Do you like
it's
his
kinda
music?
crazy. When 30 Seconds to Mars first came out, I was right in that. I was at the end of my angsty years, but I definitely fucked with a couple of their songs for sure. He can sing, but I mean they're a little for like a younger audience.
Yeah, no.
Well, also shout out to Kanye though for just coming in some dickies.
What, 45?
that's-
Was it
that's-
$45?
Yeah, 45. Yeah, that's weird.
Kanye's the king of I don't want to be here face. You know? And the whole time he's just fucking mugging any person that's taking a picture of him like they're in his backyard.
That's his brand though. Have you seen him get
That's
caught
what I'm
off
saying.
brand?
Yeah, but smiling, happy.
Yeah, no,
like,
it is.
You feel like you want to, people should catcall Kanye. Hey, Kanye, smile more. You should smile.
When cameras catch him off trying to mean mug everybody, it's funny because like he'll notice the camera and he just goes back to.
Yeah. So weird.
But Kim looked great. I'm trying to remember the other looks that I saw. The Gaga was the big thing.
Yeah. Kim did that whole wet, like I look like I just came out of the water. In the
She always looks like a wet egg. I don't know how she does it. Does she like spray
Her
herself?
ass, I don't know if you saw her ass there, but it was like it's past the point of being like that's attractive. It's like there's a cluster of tumors in your asshole because it was so comically large, but also misshapen. Like unless she is like 3'5", that made no sense why she had that.
It don't age well, bro.
Yes.
My mother has ass implants, my nigga.
Really?
It don't age well, and it didn't. She got it at the wrong time, so it's just like
2 years ago. It's like a couple of years. Yeah.
6.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
That sounds like people who got like LASIK surgery like 20 years ago, like in Canada, and they're like, my vision's fucked up, and now if I just waited another 10 years, like, I had the improvements. Like this is
So like, there's a thing about like I saw something about AIDS, like we solved AIDS or some shit like that, right? And I was just like, no, I'm gonna wait for like 20 years, nigga.
I'm gonna wait.
Start fucking raw all day, nigga. Like it's like,
I mean, there's still like a plethora of fucking diseases you could catch. It's just
I've never caught any of them though, so I think I'm an X-Men, man.
maybe you're a carrier.
Yeah, huh?
You're a carrier. You're giving it to everybody.
Maybe
Pockets is patient 0.
Yeah.
Patient 0.
Yeah.
that'd be cool. That'd be a legacy.
It's true.
Yes, it would.
I find that I was just looking at Kanye's Met Gala outfit from 2016, and it's like this sparkling, and he had these blue contacts in his eyes. To now he's just in a black fucking
Dickies.
Black on black on. Yeah, just the least. But he always makes it seem like he is not another equally famous person. Like, you know how when a superstar, like if a really popular actress or someone has their boyfriend or husband with them, they kind of just stand off to the side in the shadows. Mm-hmm. It's like he stands behind her, like he's just waiting for her to get done. But it's like people want to take pictures of him too, you know? Of course. Especially if you're in the fashion world.
He's in an odd space.
Yay?
Yeah. It's like it's a weird rarefied air for a nerd nigga. It is. He's he doesn't know what to do with himself. He didn't know what to do with himself in the beginning, my nigga. And everyone says it. Like when you watch interviews with like them niggas talking about like Fonte talking about Kanye, he's like, this nigga came to my house, was on my front lawn talking about, hey yo, let me fix that beat though, nigga. It's like, all right, nigga, you got it. Like I didn't want you to change it, but if you want to change it, you came this far, you can. He's always been like that. So it's just like, I don't know. It's gonna be a weird evolution. I want to knock on wood because I want to watch what happens. It doesn't matter. There's no reason to get mad at that nigga.
A lot of people are though.
For what though, bro? It doesn't have anything to do with you.
Yeah, it's mostly
that nigga is living his life.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's a lot of people get hurt by that Trump shit and the hat and whatever, and it's it's a whole nother conversation.
My nigga, they don't even know this nigga. Like, they don't know him. Like, those people that's mad, they don't know this nigga.
Well, he's for sure mentally, like, chemistry-wise, fucked up. Like, there's no... At this point, I don't think anybody can, like...
No,
he's just eccentric. Like, he's he's wildly bipolar, if among probably many other things.
What I will say, and I've always said this about Kanye, I said, the styles that Kanye had, people tend to latch on to maybe a year or two later, Yeah. And it's going to be interesting. Will we see in the next year or two where people are just looking like that? Black Dickies. Like, I don't know if that's the style that people are going to...
Kanye's a futurist. Kanye's like Tony Stark, nigga. Mm-hmm. Like, he's a futurist. Like, he don't really understand what's happening now, so he's always trying to reach out to what's next. Mm-hmm. And then he looks weird. He ends up either looking really cool or really weird. But then you see the time pass and it's like, oh, everyone. So he's in a weird space. He's like Black Nostradamus, nigga. Like, he's in a weird space, bro.
Iron Yay.
I'm thinking, what we had the polo, the polo bear, Louis Vuitton backpack, Kanye, which is 2005.
That little heart shit, nigga.
The CDG
whatever that little heart is.
Yeah, CDG.
That shit,
CDG
nigga.
play.
That shit is still everywhere. Like, I'll still see a nigga wearing a wooden heart on the front of his fucking tweed jacket.
Well, you gotta realize. I mean, CDG. I mean, play with the hearts. That was 2008. 2000, I started seeing guys
there. Yeah,
I started seeing guys like Drake was wearing that when So Far Gone came out. That's 2009.
Yeah,
so Kanye was doing that as well. So and dudes are still wearing. I mean, I had bought a T-shirt like a CDG T-shirt maybe 3 years ago. So
that's the hipster like hype beast wave right now. It's just the play shit.
CDG play.
Yeah,
right?
Like those Converse. I see them once a day, probably here in Brooklyn.
Like, I see that all. Yeah,
and it's never the same person too. I'm like, same shoes, like different. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And they probably got Dickies on. No lie.
Feeney, what do you think about this?
Do you know what the CDG?
I'll pull it up.
I was hoping we'd skate right past.
No.
I was like, I'm gonna come in on the next one.
I started seeing you searching. Like,
yeah.
Hold on.
Breaking up ping pong.
Tanner, what do you think about that?
With the little heart?
Yeah.
That's all right.
You look like you own 50 pairs of those fucking
I
things.
do look like that.
Every day.
I do look
There's
like
a lot
that.
of them. Yeah.
Every day you see those.
Yeah,
huh?
that's.
I mean, not these ones specifically you pulled up. Well, I'll just show the camera what we're looking at. But no, there's a lot of Converse Heart shoes out there that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're whatever. I mean, those are that to me is like. I see that more as like a one-off as opposed to a thing that should be made. A whole different line of them. But
no, there's a lot.
Damn, I look.
But
in this pic. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta.
That's what I'm saying. It's a good.
Damn, yo. Phil Provencio took that picture. Shout out to Phil Provencio, great photographer. He took that picture. It was
So they
great.
make shirts and sneakers. Though,
They make shirts. They have CDG has so many different lines. Like CDG Play is more on the urban, side where people.
Yeah.
It's very affordable per se, and then
They're fun.
they have.
Those I don't like.
He's looking at the low.
I hate the eyes peeking. I'm also not a fan of for the most part, low tops in general. Like, it's so funny because I said my sneaker intro fucking shoe that I first one I bought was the De La Soul's, the high tops, the white ones, the white and yellow ones. But then looking at the ones that made them popular, which were those low brown and green ones,
Yeah.
were even more popular than the ones I had, and I think that those are like hideous, but people love them. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm more of a high guy myself, but there's low purists out there that always go with the low before the high.
But doesn't just the color? I feel like the colors brown and green that's a weird mix.
No.
Camo, dude.
My nigga.
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
Oh, I mean camo actually works
have you
perfectly
ever-
well. But that's a great.
Yeah. Have you
But there's also orange in there too. It was orange.
As a white gentleman,
And yellow,
have you
maybe?
what kind of Timberlands have you worn in your life?
Like when Timberlands got like super popular.
How much hiking have you done in your life?
Pockets. Let him talk.
I have one pair. I had one pair of like the classic fucking textbook Timberlands that everybody had when I was
peanut
in
butters,
high school.
the wheats.
Yes, yeah. And then I have a pair of actual like hiking boots that I've had for like 11 years that I've gone hiking like 4 or 5 times, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. But never with the peanut butter.
Never with the wheats.
What is it like to go camping?
It's not fun, man. It's when it's
It's
fun
the
to go
worst
camping.
time.
There's a good hour after you have hiked in, sweat, set everything up, you're fucking miserable, and you sit at the campfire, and then you have that like, let's have a drink and hang out, and then you go, oh good, and then after that drink you go, fuck, we got to break everything down and go back. Then it sucks.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem worth it.
No, we said earlier, Mike. You said you kind of started getting into sneakers now, like
Yeah.
in the last year or two.
Yeah, I'd say probably 2 to 3, I guess. Right? Like I've gotten a collection of these I really love, which I have those ones.
Oh,
Those are
the
fives.
the 5 bronze
Yeah.
joints.
As a comic in New York, do you feel like you said, we talked earlier, not a lot of comics are into sneakers, or some, they start getting into sneakers. Do you feel like sometimes, do you like wearing like your best stuff on stage? Like I always like to ask comics that. What do you feel about? What's your?
Yeah, that's the other thing too, really more. I think that's probably the reason, if it wasn't for stand-up, I probably wouldn't be into them at all, just because I see, they're like stage shoes. Hardly any of these are great walking around for distances in the city shoes, which is ironic that there's like, I have all these sneakers and very few of them are comfortable to walk in long distances with, at least how I wear them or whatever, And so with the stage, I thought it was a good thing because like, it's the whole pack. You know what I mean? It's like I don't wear fucking shirts that have like funny slogans on them and stuff. Like as a comic, I feel like that distracts the audience. Like it should just be as fucking, as plain in terms of like, not distracting them as possible. But then with the sneakers, there's like, that's where you can fucking add your little flair. That's your pop.
Here, I got a question for you too, because you're married and some of our listeners are married and they're getting into sneakers. What did your wife say when you started buying all these?
In the beginning, that's great. And then that's probably enough. And then for sure stop buying them. And now it's just like a major source of contention. Yeah. Really? because she just like, here's the thing. She doesn't care about the ones that I currently have, but like she's already like, that's too much, because she's very much like, a guy shouldn't have this many sneakers. And I'm getting to the point where like I'm getting as many as her, and she's like, it shouldn't be this far of a ratio, which I think is a little bit of jealousy. But I think that just, that's its own, fucking distorted view of what the patriarchy is supposed to be, right? We can't have sneakers.
You gotta be like, look, honey, the gender norms aren't the same anymore. Okay?
Exactly. Don't reduce me to my role, So, but now every time I'm like, oh my God, these look great, I want to get these. And she'll be like, no, stop, don't do it. So now I got to limit myself. This is a self-imposed thing of like 1 to 2 a year. That's where I got it. Yeah. It's like the only other ones that I really know right now that I for sure want to get are the ones I was telling you about, those Knicks.
Oh yeah, we talked off mic about those. Yeah.
That's not coming out till like September though. But if I see something like I also got to try and get colors I don't have already. You know?
You. Understood.
That's the thing too.
Now, Pockets. Now, let me ask you a question. You grew up in the Bronx. So you've seen a lot of fashion do's and don'ts. And what's your style?
Oh man, nigga, I ended up going back in town the other day. Like I didn't see this nigga outfit, but I know what he was wearing, son. Like I was on the highway going up to Yonkers on the Major Deegan, and this is this nigga that pulled up on us, and he looked right at us, and then he drove fast, and then we ended up meeting back with him, and he was on our right side. He gave me that look. I'm like, look at this nigga with his big ass, not snapback new era hat, with his baggy big collar shirt. I bet you his jeans are tied into the front of his sneakers. Like I can see it in this nigga, bro. And I was like, I hate you. He's listening to Jadakiss. I was like, I hate you so much.
Wait, hold on.
Nigga.
Don't you dare. Jadakiss is amazing.
No, it was the way he was listening to Jadakiss. It has nothing to do with Jadakiss.
He was enjoying it, kind of, but not enough at the same time.
It's like Jadakiss's B-sides are like, no one listens to those still, dude.
You rocking out too hard. Your bop is not right.
Now, do you have like a go-to outfit, Pocket? Are you like on stage and stuff, or?
You know what? I got this new thing. That's an old thing. That's a new thing, right?
Okay. Okay.
Right. It's a. Like when I was a kid, I always like tying my like a little flannel around my shit, my nigga. But niggas would dub my shit. Niggas would be like, nah, son, you ain't wearing that shit out here, nigga. You look crazy, nigga. What you doing? Right? I'm a grown ass man now. I wish a nigga would tell me I can't put no goddamn flannel around my goddamn waist.
Kurt Cobain style, 90s
Yeah,
grunge.
nigga.
Yeah.
I wish a nigga would, nigga. I will beat them to death. Like it would be great. Like no, but like I like that shit because it feels like a little half cape. Like a little, like you don't got a full cape, you got a little half cape.
Half a cape?
A little half cape. Nigga.
Lord is like, so Pockets, you wear sneakers on stage?
That was I was about to be like, so Pocket, do you like boots or sneakers? Like what's next?
Nah, I only wear Nikes.
You only wear Nikes?
I only wear Nikes.
You only wear Nikes.
I kind of stopped wearing boots altogether. I stopped wearing jeans 4 years ago. I haven't worn jeans in 4 years.
No?
I haven't used a belt in forever.
That's so crazy. In the past 4 years, I've only worn the same pair of jeans.
Jeans are heavy. Like I'm sorry.
Because it's gonna.
Yeah. Like jeans are heavy. Like they're cumbersome. Like and you end up having a fucking shit ton of jeans. You only wear 2.
I have 48 pairs of jeans.
No,
How
you
many do
don't.
you wear?
I do.
4'8"?
4'8", yeah.
Wow.
I have like 6, and I
only
am
wear
regularly being like, I got to get rid of 3.
Well,
of these.
because my last office job, there was they had Levi's sample sales all the time, so I was getting jeans for like $5.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so even at one point, I was just buying extra to if someone said they needed a pair of jeans or whatever, I could just throw it at them.
You have 48 pairs of jeans, but you came here with wet pants.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I couldn't find my umbrella, and I thought I was gonna be okay. And by
Should've
the
brought another
time,
pair of pants.
Motherfucker, if he came here in jeans, he would weigh like 325 pounds.
yeah, that's right,
Yeah,
Tanner.
like-
Pockets. Yeah, get my back.
Yeah, bro. I think it would be like armor.
Yeah, but I just have a lot of based on
48.
that. Yeah, it's a lot.
God damn.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
And look at you breaking gender norms yourself by going to sample sales.
Oh yeah,
huh?
dude. That's the shit right there.
Yeah.
Well, sample sales are the fucking shit.
On previous episodes, we talked about not only sample sales, but going to what is it? Not flea markets.
Thrifting.
Thrifting.
3?
Pockets is just rolling up into the mic.
What is it? It's thrifting.
Yeah, thrifting. So
Now-
you go to a thrift store and get some cheap shit.
Yeah. Now, have any of you guys ever thrifted?
Yeah, I've gone to thrift stores before. A lot of that stuff is like, I don't know. Like, I don't like to wear like ironic like now all like the throwback, like you see everyone wearing like the 90s like throwback fucking what are the pullover, the starter jackets.
Oh yeah,
Like, those like fucking the ones that used to be like bright colors, those fucking huge neons with the big pocket in the middle and shit. Like those are so popular now. But everyone I knew used to see those all the time at thrift stores. But I mean, no, everyone walked by them. Now they sell them at like Urban Outfitters for like $150. It's crazy.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
No, because them clothes come from like them bins that people give the give clothes away into. They go in there and they taking clothes out and they sell them like L Chain Vintage and like all that shit. So I'm like,
Buffalo Exchange.
Yeah. It's like that's what happened. Like that's how they get their inventory. They just go in those clothes returns.
Okay, so pockets, and I'm gonna say this, right? And once again, I never like turning things into a white versus black thing, but like my black friends, I don't think none of my black friends like thrift. I don't think
because you were so confused on the episode we were talking about this. You were like, "Yo, what the fuck? Those are old clothes."
But you know what's funny? In the past year, I've gone to I went to one thrift shop and I did purchase a APC sweater for literally for $8. Yeah, I still haven't worn to this day, but it was like. I've never the thought of it, because I guess growing up in New York City here, it was always like
you know your spots.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what were we gonna?
I was gonna say did you see thrifting as like that's like a last resort? Like you have to be super poor and broke to be shopping here.
You know what, Mike? The thrifting just never was something that I grew up on. Like for school, like my mother she would take me school shopping, in August, September for school. And then, I would get a couple pieces for Christmas. And then my birthday was in March and I got stuff and that was it. It was never and I guess when I was an adult and I had my own money, I was always buying stuff on sale. So I would go to Banana Republic but it was never a thrift. So when I moved back to New York, and when I moved back to Brooklyn, I started, and this is maybe a couple years ago, I started seeing like all these thrift shops.
Yeah.
But I never really went into, because I was like, I'm not one of those people. Like, I know what I want.
I'm not one of those people. No, that's a true thing.
Not one of those people,
I know what it means.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, nigga, that shit smell like other people's clothes. Like, I'm not going in there.
Not even other people's clothes. It was just an idea that I never fathomed. I guess maybe growing up here and maybe just, like I said, knowing the brands that I want, I never thought about thrifting.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Thrifting didn't used to be a thing, but then Macklemore came out with Thrift Shop, and that I'm not joking.
I honestly think that
I'm not
might
joking.
be when it got popular.
That song in general changed the way people look at thrifting, because it used to be
It really did.
Thrifting used to be like crate digging. It used to be
Macklemore now?
I mean, who knows, bro?
Really?
But that song in general made everyone go like, oh, thrift shopping, that actually is a sensible, good idea. And then they started going, and that's when it kind of exploded. What was it? 2010, 11? Is that when that came out?
I don't even remember. But you know what's funny about that too is like, because I think growing up, like my perception of thrift stores were like, it was like fucking dredging the bottom of a barrel. Like you were like, and this is coming from a family who we shopped at like TJ Maxx and like Bob's stores, like things that were like dirt cheap and shitty quality to begin with. But even that was like, but like if you're a thrift, like if you're going to Salvation Army, if you need to go shopping there, like that's another level of poverty. You know what I mean? But now, like I think because of that, it's popular.
Yeah. No, if I've ever gone thrifting, it was at a TJ Maxx.
That's essentially thrifting, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
going through stuff.
That's probably my only exposure.
And don't forget, round 2 is technically thrifting too. Like these cover upper echelon, like only Supreme, only highest level streetwear stores. That's thrifting. It's just exploited thrifting, but it's 100% the same idea.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. I mean, you never look at it, but you're right. It is thrifting.
So it's Macklemore's fault, and then also Sean Weatherspoon's for jacking up the price on everything.
Who's the guy that like he sells exclusively like vintage ass tees to like very like high clientele? I can't remember his name, but like,
are you talking about
that? Is like thrifting on like a high level. But it's the same thing with like flipping sneakers. That's thrifting too, nigga.
Is it?
I would think so.
The word thrift is just so great. Whoever came up with it, because it kind of sounds like you're pulling a fast one on somebody. I thrifted that guy.
Can you look up the definition of thrifting for us real quick? Because I want to know what the exact definition is. Yeah. But I mean, dude, that dude, you used to be able to find gold. Like, and it was easy. Once per trip.
I want thrifting to mean like finding gold. Yeah, like I want that, or like alchemy or some shit. Like I want that to be the definition.
The quality of using money and other resources carefully and not wastefully.
Nigga, thrifting, nigga. I'm about to get that tattooed on my neck, nigga. Thrifting.
Well, I got another question for you guys, because one of the So Supreme, which is sort of like the highest streetwear brand right
Tell
now,
me
most
more.
popular. Shut up. I'm trying to make sure that Mike's still on board.
Yeah. Supreme is very popular.
Yes.
I am caught up.
Okay. Nice.
What I'm not though is sorry before you even is it antisocial social club? I see that everywhere now. Those hoodies.
Antisocial social club.
Yeah, they're what I refer to as a blip brand. So they're a brand similar. So I'm trying to think one that maybe made. Did you ever see Hood by Air or Ben Trill? Or there's brands that get popular for maybe like max 3 years.
Like End One was that guy? Remember that guy that was fucking always saying things like "I'll fucking go to your mom's house, make lasagna, and then throw it on you, you piece of shit." And then it was like he didn't have a face. Yeah. And then you're like, oh wow, I guess
It's slow.
I'm afraid to play him in basketball now.
And one. No.
That was great.
That shit is funny as fuck. Not and one, but you have the right idea where they did have a height of popularity and then they kind of fell off.
Right.
But that's what Antisocial Social Club is.
Right.
It's sort of one of those brands that like a Chinatown Market. I'm trying to think of other ones. El, can you help me with this one? To other brands?
I was gonna explain Antisocial Social
Fubu.
Club.
Oh yeah, all right. So
How long is Fubu's run?
Fubu's run is, dude, they're damn near 30 years plus probably. Almost, yeah.
After you say that, remind me that I have a Fubu story.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just first off, the person who founded Antisocial Social Club worked for Stussy.
Yes.
Was it Neek Lurk or some shit like that?
Yeah, something like that.
But the brand is definitely strong because they've collaborated with a lot of they've collaborated with Bape, Undercover.
Yeah, definitely.
Dover.
Very strong brand.
Very strong brand.
What's the latest collaboration?
That I don't know. We can kind of try to see if they what's going on here, but
they're like a niche idea brand. That's what sort of the brands that get popular really quickly now. So like Ben Trill was popular because it had like this weird goth mystique, and there wasn't a streetwear brand that had that yet. And then A$AP Rocky wore it, and everyone kind of embraced it.
Is it gauche to be a hype beast?
You have to define gauche for me.
I was gonna say, what's go? Yeah,
I don't know.
wait, gauche. What?
Gauche.
If I'm guessing what gauche means,
Okay.
I'm saying that gauche means like socially acceptable and not like taboo or improper form.
I'm
But
gonna
not
guess.
in a cool way.
yeah.
Yeah,
He got it.
No.
Oh.
Well, kind of. Nah, he failed, but it's, yeah, he tried.
I was gonna say goth athletic.
No.
That's a word.
Yeah, that's
it's not
horrible.
No. Gauche is a word. It's not a brand.
Well, I don't know what it
without
means,
knowing,
so.
I can confidently say that was.
You gotta
wrong,
understand.
but-
Look,
he said is streetwear what?
like, look
I
at-
don't know. I'm kind of contact high, so I'm trying to tolerate. I'm trying to deal with what I can here.
Listen to my inflection.
Wait, ask the question again.
Is it gauche to be a hype beast?
right?
I feel like I'm on Jeopardy. No,
Is it? Yeah.
I don't know. I still don't know what gauche means. So,
It's like a fad that's not cool anymore.
oh, no.
I'm gonna look
It's a weird. Well, being a hypebeast is kind of a weird thing because only hypebeasts care about other hypebeast stuff. So it's like,
Is it like graffiti?
yeah, kind of. Community wise, I feel like he's tricking me into saying something. I don't know what's happening right now.
The word Lord.
It's actually. Oh, I was right. I think it says lacking ease or grace, unsophisticated, and socially awkward. So
No,
a
you're
shy and gauche teenager.
That's not how I thought it would spell. You'd spell that.
Yeah, that was a nightmare. I didn't spell right at all.
I thought it was GOSH and it was.
I put an E. I threw an E in there because that's
gosh.
gosh. So I threw an E.
When you guys were
What's up,
trying to figure that one out, I was just checking the score of the Portland-Denver game. Denver is winning by 16 on Portland in the second quarter. All right, game 7.
All right, but wait, no. Back to my original
Yo,
question. I was
Portland
gonna
Warriors,
pose.
right?
No, Denver.
No, it's gonna be Portland Warriors, though, right?
Oh,
Bro, it's game 7. Denver is at home playing. They're up 16 right now in Portland. I'm not saying
And what
Portland.
quarter?
Second quarter. I know. I'm not saying
Nah,
Portland can't
yeah,
come back, but I'm just saying it's Denver probably gonna
Early
lose it.
leads are never good. I've seen a lot of early leads that's been blown. I don't think I've ever seen a person get a big lead and win a game.
well, that's just so wrong. What are you talking about? That's what
I
the
don't-
blowout is. That's why they had to come up with that. It happens so often.
I've never, I haven't watched that many basketball games.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so gauche.
No. Back to all right. So Supreme being the biggest brand, yes, we're all on board. One of their biggest and most popular items are all accessories. So it's not clothing; it's like a keychain or something else,
brick.
right? Yeah, brick. Did you see the Supreme brick?
So no, there's a brick,
Here's a brick.
Yeah, they literally made a brick.
like a pet rock.
Like
brick.
like you actually could build a house if you have enough bricks.
Oh my god.
Has someone built a Supreme house?
I'm sure.
No, I mean, I'm sure someone's tried. I don't know how.
Are there enough bricks made?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
So one thing, a very popular brand that's coming up, and I think it's going to stay strong for a very long time, is Palace. And Palace just came out with an ice cube tray. And
Fire.
I know. I saw that shit and I was like, this is the coolest shit
Yes.
I've ever fucking seen. But then in my head, I'm like, it's a fucking ice cube. What the fuck am I getting so excited about?
Do the cubes spell out?
Yeah, they spell Palace, and they have like this weird triangle logo that you can make the ice cubes out of.
At least that's at least a little more. I mean, what are you doing with the brick? What's the point of the brick?
The brick is just a flex.
On who? On who? For what? First off, that made me wildly uncomfortable. Don't say that again. I don't like the way it was a flex.
They were $30, right?
They're like 30, 40, like $40.
They're like $40. Now they're being resold for like $150. So it's just like I got this.
I
It's
don't.
just a
They got
flex.
crowbars.
That's just classic. Like, watch this. I bet we could sell them a fucking brick with the word
1000%.
Supreme on it, and people would buy it. And then
They
people,
went ape shit.
Yeah, see, that at least is like, all right, that's a kind of a fun. I don't know why you'd care enough to have branding
Like
in
the
your
way- his,
in
like-
your ice cubes.
His enthusiasm made me feel how I talk about animated people and they don't care.
Yeah.
It's just like
I see that and I just go, they're literally selling you so that you can look at their branding even more. It's genius on their part. And
we
you're
love
paying for it. Yeah, that's why they give people sponsored keychains for free, because keychains is like you got their brand in your pocket all the time. So
Right
now you're paying for
now
it.
on StockX, it's $48 for that.
Chris, we should go half and half on that.
I will fucking do that.
You should do it.
Hell yeah, dude. No, but is there like, so, you know, you were talking about the branding thing. I just wanted to ask you guys, like, what is it about accessories that get people so excited? Because I got excited when I saw this, and I've gotten excited over Supreme shit where I was like when the brick came out, they had a bear come out. Like, there was a bunch of shit where I was like, oh shit, this is fire.
How many covers of the Post do you own?
I just have one.
Yeah, I have one. Well, and I got it from Chris.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had like Sean O'Hagan, fellow comedian, works in Times Square, and when I saw that they were doing that, I was like, bro, run your fucking ass around Times Square and get this shit. What?
Explain it to Feeney.
Oh, all right. So Feeney, actually, Lawrence, you probably have a better explanation about this.
About what?
About how every new season of Supreme, they have like this crazy pop item to let everyone know.
Yeah, like, you know, there's been Supreme Metro card.
I remember the Metro, and you got one.
I got a Metro card.
Yeah.
The New York Post, they have like a insert or, you know,
had a
out-
cover.
Yeah, they had a wrap
Yeah.
cover
Yeah.
where it just says Supreme on the front. It's nothing else.
They do these.
But what does that mean? That they have a new product coming out, or they're just like, hey, guess what? Still around.
No.
It's just like the start of a new season.
Right.
So like, you know, sometimes, you know, they'll do I don't like Nas did a photo T-shirt, and then, you know, each season there's like a new item or just something like a giveaway.
It's great marketing.
Yes,
I mean,
it's wonderful marketing.
But also there's value in collecting it.
Okay, so there's a perfect example. Those Metro cards, you pretty much paid, I think you got $5 on the Metro card, and then you had to pay $1 to get it. So it was $6 basically. People were selling those Metro cards for like $20, $30. So
Right.
like, there's some people collect them. You know,
Right.
some people just it's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
There is something about every aspect of your life, like everything you touch that has a brand logo on it, that is fire for some reason. It's
Yeah,
like,
I see that. That's kind of sad to me, man.
yeah, but it's a weird thing. So it's like that, you know, going back to like it gauche, like, is it cool or whatever? Like, the more things you have with a logo on it as a hype beast, as the cooler quote you are. The more hype you are, you know what I mean? I hated explaining that. I felt like such a fucking tool bag spelling that all out. But it's true.
Yeah, you just let him
No,
go.
I'm just it's funny though, like I was saying, like there's certain, like I'll wear certain Supreme pieces, but for the most part, like I'm kind of like Mike, where I don't like logos on mine.
Neither do I.
Like, you know, I don't really like.
You love an A-Life logo.
I was
A-Life
gonna say,
logo is
yeah,
very
you-
different.
That's what I was gonna say, Chris. Yeah, you do, but a lot of your stuff, you have logos on your hoodies. Like,
I do.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I like it.
I'm not a big, like, my hoodies for the most part, no logos.
I'm a small hit guy. I like the little small hits. Most of my stuff isn't overly. It's more the color of the shirt, I think, is overwhelming more than the logo.
I always hated when some like brands like fucking Express will have like that huge lion that's their whole fucking tit size.
AX.
Yeah, Armani Exchange, all those things.
Gross.
You're like, come on, man,
too
that's
much.
fucking.
See, that's the consumer for that thinks that it's worth more money because it has a bigger logo.
Yeah, but those are the people who are worried about their dick size. You know
That's
what I mean?
also
It's like
very
that's
true.
the problem.
what I've also learned, I think as you get older, or maybe your style changes. Like there's for every dude like Feeney or myself who doesn't wear like logos on their shirts, there's that guy who wants the biggest polo horse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's something for pockets. There's something for
The big embroidered one.
Yeah.
It was like you could see all the stitch.
Yeah.
It looks like a patch. Yeah.
And I think that's what makes us all unique and different in our own way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like if everyone just wore like a gray a olive t-shirt or a gray hoodie like with no logos on it, then we would all fucking look the same.
You have a logo on your hat.
Well, no, that's what I was saying was I said like hoodies and like t-shirts. I said like I wear Supreme, yeah, I do. But like for the most part, like my hoodies and like my t-shirts are pretty plain.
It's good for all seasons.
There you go.
Yeah, every hat I have is logo. I mean, they're mostly like sports, like Yankee hats, But yeah, every single. I don't have any like regular hats without anything on them.
Lawrence, is this a new hat, or have I just not seen you in it before?
Nah, you could tell by the brim. That shit
it's old.
They've been doing this shit a lot.
Yeah, it's old. Yeah. But it's just I don't know. And also, hold up. So, Pockets, what's some of your favorite clothing brands right now? Do you have?
I've always kind of been a fan of Primitive.
Okay.
But there's like I've always been a fan of Primitive. Supreme is a little out of my range of like give a fuck.
Okay.
Like, yeah, like I like it. I really do enjoy it, but I like it when I can walk into the store the day there's no line and just go pick up some Blazers, some fucking or some Bruins real quick. Because I hate when I walk around the corner and I go, oh, fuck.
There's a line.
Because I don't know the schedule of I don't know, it feels like that shit happens every day I go there. It feels like every day I walk to Lafayette and I make that left or that right, nigga, I go, fuck.
Yeah.
Because I just want to walk in and buy some fucking $85, $90 pair of kicks real quick, nigga. And it's just like, I'm not here for the hype. I'm just here because y'all got it's a clean price. Y'all niggas don't charge no tax. I can pick up some stickers. I might be able to buy a shirt. But like this line, I'm like, nah, it turns me off every time I see this shit, nigga.
Well, now the line culture it's bad, but a lot of it is done through like automated computer systems now, where you every Tuesday that you got to send your information and then they'll give you a spot number.
If you could just give me the day where none of that is happening.
I understand. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
I just need that day.
I get what you're saying.
Just like, I can go here at 3:00. It's just a store.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That line shit. Like I was working at Showfields. It's across the street from what's that? Kith. It's from Kith on what's that street right there? And
I know what you're talking about.
That Kith, right? That Kith right there, right?
The Bleecker one.
Yeah, Bleecker one. Right? And there was a line. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I think it was for the pink Yeezy 350 or some shit.
Are you talking about the clay ones?
Yeah,
the little orange
tint.
Yeah.
And I was just like, for what? Like, this is the end line for. Is it like it? Because I'm from the Bronx, bro. So I'm so used to going to like the spot, find some dope shit, and keep it moving, bro. Right. So it's like this whole culture of like, hey, let's camp the fuck out in front of a store. Like niggas have tents, Feeney.
I've never once been in line for a shoe. Everyone I've got has always been through the app, and I've never missed out. I've never been told no. On the things
It's
yet.
because you're white.
It's my privilege, bro.
Yeah, you see that? Yo, you be struggling. You be having a hard time, and you done it, and you faithful, my nigga.
I didn't tell you. I got 3 of the Travis Scott ones, but I just started picking sizes I didn't even need.
Those you got an Air Max? You got an Air Max card? If you got an Air Max, I think you get a little bit more priority.
I do. It's a gold Premier Rewards card. I get fucking
There's
crazy
a system
mileage.
to this shit, my nigga. Yeah. And I don't like it, bro. I don't enjoy it.
Well, you grew up, like you said, grew up in the Bronx. I grew up in Brooklyn. I mean, we grew up in the mom and pop era where, if you were willing to pay a little extra sometimes, there was never a line.
My nigga, they still there.
No, of course they're still there.
Still there. Yo, there was this spot in Pelham Parkway and Pelham Bay. It's like a co-op area in the Bronx. It's like not co-op city, but like older. It's the same people that made Stuyvesant Town. Okay. They built like this co-op in the Bronx, right? And there was this store that was like a convenience store. One nigga in the back, they had heat. Like it was like finding like drugs, a bunch of like kilos of cocaine. It was so amazing. But and I think they still there. I want to make a trip now. I might go do that after this.
Well, I think a lot of times, like I said, the mom and pop shops in New York City, they ruled. I mean, early 90s, I go back late 80s. I wasn't around for it, but 90s, early 2000s. If you go downtown Brooklyn and you see how on Fulton Street, how corporate it is now.
Oh, yeah. It's a nightmare on Fulton.
There you go.
Yeah.
You talk talking. I mean, you literally there's a House of Hoops. There's 2 Foot Actions. There's
Jumpman 23.
The Jumpman 23 store. Then you even go like Nordstrom Rack. There's Gap racks. There's everything. And 15 years ago, man, I mean, it was Fulton Street was, besides the fact that you can get jumped if you weren't careful. There was just mom and pop shops everywhere. And you can go get sneakers early. Like if a shoe was supposed to release on June 5th, they had them May 8th, and if you're willing to pay that extra money, you can get them. So it's a different era now. But I don't know. I understand what you're saying with lines, but I think it's just the way New York City is, because you have people that want this stuff. Then you have the resellers who are, who figure that there's some guy in Kansas who can't get this shit, and I'm gonna make sure he pays over it. And it's just a melting pot of people.
You know what's crazy? You know what it probably is? If I wanted something, I would just find it.
I get it.
I don't have a hard time finding things. Finding things are easy.
Yo, I had a guy text me who's not a sneakerhead, and he wanted these sneakers that only came out in Miami or whatever, and he was like, "Hey, how do I get a bot?" I was like, "No, with casual people trying to get bots now, like the idea of them even just like
I don't know what this means."
So there's people make programs so they can cut the line and get the shoe online quicker.
If they're not white.
Is that what you do?
If they're not white.
Yes. Me and Feeney, we have a box with our name on it when we walk in.
There was one pair of sneakers that I actually didn't get, but it was before I was even into sneakers, and I didn't know you would have to get them the day it was released. Or those
he just opens his app.
Those Derek Jeter, I get them. Those Derek Jeter, fucking the pinstripe one, respect ones, because Chris Stefano had a pair of those things. I was like, oh my god, those are fucking. And then I looked online, they were like $900. It's like if reselling is crazy.
But wait, so Pocket, you're just gonna stick with primitive? That's like your number one right now?
No, outside of that, bro, I like a lot of Nike shirts. I really do. I really do. Like it's an obsession. It's kind of bad. I don't leave my house unless I have 3 Nike checks on my body.
Well, you always got one, so that's.
I always got one, but then I triple stack on top of that.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I got like 2 on the feet. I got my T-shirt is.
Yeah.
There you go, Nike. Okay.
Yeah, like I think I got one carved into the back of my head. Yeah, no, outside of that, I don't know. Levi's. I'm really basic. Like Levi's.
Wait, didn't you just say you haven't worn jeans in 3 years?
T-shirts.
My man Tanner.
Yeah, nah, you keeping track, nigga. I'm proud of you, Tanner. Like hoodies. What do I have?
I mean, while you think, Mike, what about you? What do you think about brands?
What do I wear? Like you're saying?
Yeah.
I'm pretty all over the map, I guess. I'll get like jeans, or these jeans are I think from Express, but I'll go to I think the shirts from Top Man, or maybe the jacket is, or both. But I have a very narrow scope of things that I like in places now, especially because it's also funny because everything, like I said, is becoming so retro. Like Champion's huge again. Adidas, those hoodies are so popular now. But like if I go to Top Man, like this is one of maybe 3 things that I'll like in the entire store, and the rest are like brutal. You know what I mean? Like they're ugly for the sake of being ugly, so that you wear them and make a statement. You know, it's like floral patterns, but in like ugly oranges and shit, and just like it's awful.
Like I just watched like the breakdown, like the Champion, like history of Champion, and how they got wherever they were owned by Sara Lee at one point.
Oh, really?
The pie company. Yeah,
That's amazing.
But Sara Lee also owned Hanes, but then Hanes broke off and became his own other thing. Like,
I just for comfort though. Sorry, but like Gap, Banana Republic, things like that. Like I'm always a 40% off guy. I've never bought anything full sale.
Yeah, I try not to buy any clothing pieces at full price. You know?
Wait, dude, fucking like Woodbury, like dude, all that shit
Woodbury
count?
Commons?
Yeah, does that
Outlets.
Does that shit count as thrifting?
It's outlets.
It's outlets, but it's the thrifting element to me has always been it's previously owned and worn by someone.
That's true.
Okay.
Someone else sweated it first.
Because I like that jacket. I have my jacket. It's a $2,000 Lacoste jacket that's waterproof.
Okay.
But it was like
Flex.
80% off, nigga. I got it for like $600, $650.
Really?
Yeah, at Woodbury.
Okay.
That I like that jacket. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about clothes. I
Real
just
quick,
realized.
you still owe us the FUBU story that you said.
Oh yeah, FUBU story.
All right, so FUBU was really popular when I was in I guess sixth and going into 7th grade.
Okay.
And I went to a new school 7th grade, and it was like a private. I was in public school my whole life. Then I got sent to a private school. So this was like not only a new school, but also not even kids from my neighborhood. Nobody I grew up with. So starting completely fresh. And this school went from 7th grade to 12th grade, which is like too many grades. And so I got on the bus and
This is in Long Island, correct?
Long Island. Okay. I go to the school. I wear my favorite jacket at the time, which was an inside-out reversible FUBU jacket. It was like red, waterproof outside, fleece inside. It was the most comfortable. It had so many pockets. It was like him. And so I'm walking into the auditorium for like the orientation and that kind of a thing. And there were two seniors, both black dudes, who stopped me immediately. Like, I haven't spoken to anybody in this school yet. And they go, "Hey, you know what that jacket stands for?" And I was like, I comfort, you know, it's like, and then they go, obviously they were like, but they literally, I remember them being so tall, they were leaning over me like the Monstars in Space Jam style, you know what I mean? They were
Hell
like,
yeah,
they were like,
dude.
"It's for us, by us." And then that was the last day I ever wore that jacket, you guys. It broke my fucking heart. I love that jacket so goddamn much.
That sounds just like the Atlanta episode.
Oh my
Is it
God.
not, nigga?
I-
The shit with the FUBU jersey.
I didn't see that. No.
Oh wait, did you watch Atlanta? Does anyone watch?
Yeah,
I love
Atlanta?
Atlanta.
No,
I
yeah.
don't remember
When
that
he was a
part.
little kid,
Yeah.
like his mom takes him to TJ Maxx,
Oh,
gets him the FUBU shirt.
yeah.
Then the little kid at the end. I don't want to ruin it.
That's hilarious. So you never wore it.
Never wore it again. I literally like took it off and put it in my locker, and then I think it was there for a couple months, and then I just brought it home because I was like, it was just so like I never even. Here's the thing that was like I guess what are you? How old are you in 7th grade? Were you like 11 or 12?
No, you're like
13,
12 or 13.
whatever that age
we
was.
can't remember.
I was so young. I didn't know that there was like clothes that black people wore, clothes that white people wore. Like nobody told me when I was buying that. They should have been like, "White kid, put that back." Like no one even like was like, just as a heads up, here's what this means. Like if someone had just told me that, I wasn't wearing it with a fucking sense of irony. You know what I mean? It was a nightmare.
You were just wearing it because it's what you like. But nowadays, someone will wear it ironically, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, yeah, that was like, and then Echo was huge. Like, everything I wore, I owned, like, right now, my shirt size is a medium. Growing up, I only wore extra large. You know what I mean? Like, I was fucking.
This is my guy right here.
Just swimming in t-shirts and fucking extra large hoodies.
Yup.
I had there's like that's when Jenko jeans and Paco. Which is like the ripoff of Jenko was popular. I had fucking crazy. Like I looked like a guy who just lost 400 pounds and didn't buy new clothes yet. Like, was dying